Hello, I'm Beatka and I'm here to talk about Squarelets. Squarelets is my game which is part of the official selection on this year's London Games Festival. The game is normally quite fast paced, so I slowed it down to be able to explain it better. We're in the main game screen, and the first thing we see is the 6 images on the bottom. The goal of the game is to guess which one of these 6 images is hidden behind the squares that you can see directly above it. So we start with a very blurred version of an image, and then we can tap on it to sharpen. Every time we tap, we get 4 squares instead of 1. Each round starts with 10,000 points. The more you tap, the more points you lose, and you also lose points if you guess wrong. Okay, so now let's see how it all plays out. We start by tapping on the top left square, and we change it into 4 squares, and we begin to see more details. In the process, we lose 1 point, and now we have 9,999 points. If we are able to guess at this stage, this is the number of points we get for the round. But we still don't know, so we keep tapping. We go to the top right, we tap on this pixel, and now we sharpen an image and we get 4 different pixels instead to get more details underneath. We lose 2 points this time, so double what we had before. And we right now have 9,997 points. Unfortunately, we still don't know what the answer is, so we keep tapping. We tap on the bottom left. We get 4 pixels again. We lose 4 points. We still don't know what the answer is. So we go and we tap on the bottom right. We lose 8 points. Now we're looking at a picture in 16 pixels. We see that there's some blue on top and some yellow on the bottom. So that means that we can discount entire top row because it doesn't have any yellow in it. Similarly, we can also eliminate the bottom left picture because it doesn't have any yellow. And now we are left with 2 pictures which have both blue and yellow in it. But now we look at the picture again and we see that the colors are mostly in the middle. But then the picture in the bottom middle has some blue on the left as well, which we don't have in our pixelated image. So that means that the correct answer is the one on the bottom right. And that's what the player now guesses. And it's a correct answer. So they get 2,000 bonus points for completing the round correctly. They also keep their original 9,985 points, but we add the round bonus because if you tap a lot, you actually end up without any points for the round, and without the round bonus, you wouldn't have an incentive to finish. After a round, you get a summary of how you did. The bonus that you get in coins depends on how well you did in the round. This one was guessed quite fast and without tapping too much, so you get the full 3 extra coins. Cool, so there we go. We watched the game in slow motion. Let's now look at some gameplay at full speed. So we've paused it again to take a closer look. We've done 4 taps here and we can see more details. So let's now try to work out which one could be the correct image. So we see it's some blue and some green in the picture. So we are sure that it's neither of the pictures with yellow and red in it. And it has to be one of the 3 that has green and blue. So it can be either picture top left or bottom right. Out of these 3, only the top left has the blue and the green in the same location as the pixels on top. So this must be the right answer. And it is. So again, 2,000 points for completing the round, and only 2 coins this time because it was a little bit slower. So now let's see if we can keep up with watching a few rounds without being slowed down. Hopefully that made sense to you. We're done with the basic mechanics of the game. We can introduce you to something more advanced, which is power-ups. We have 3 different power-ups in the game. There is Extra Zoom, Mega Zoom, and Time Freeze. The first one is Extra Zoom. It doubles your tapping power, so instead of giving you 4 pixels, it gives you 16 of them. So it's 4 by 4. So Mega Zoom is super powerful because at whatever square you press, it will give you a full resolution. So you probably want to be quite strategic about where you use it and ideally use it on the big squares. And the third one is Time Freeze, which is only active in a timed mode, and it allows you to tap to pause the time for 5 seconds. So now that we introduced the power-ups, let's have a look at how they're used in the actual gameplay. We'll slow down the video again so that you can better see what's actually happening. So let's start by illustrating the Extra Zoom power-up. We'll tap 4 times. Before each tap, we're going to activate it. So we activate it and we tap in the top left. We activate it again, tap in the top right, activate it yet again, tap in the bottom left, and the last tap is in bottom right. Now, after these 4 taps, instead of getting the usual 16 squares, we get 64 squares. And this should make it much easier to guess. So let's try it. And there we are. So now let's look at how Mega Zoom works. We'll use this one twice in the top rows. So first we activate it and we use it on the top left. Then we activate it again and we use it on the top right. Now we're pretty clear about what our guess should be, so let's just confirm it. Our last power-up is Time Freeze, and we can only activate it in the timed mode, so let's enter this one. In the timed mode, you have limited time to guess which picture is hidden behind the squares. It's up to 15 seconds on average. And now, once we activate it, we get the time freeze for 5 seconds, which is indicated by the blinking of the timer. In the timeless mode, you actually can take as much as you want and you can play the game in a bit of a more relaxed environment. Now that we covered the basics, let's move on to the achievements. We'll watch some gameplay and at the end of some rounds, there will be achievements showing up and we explain the achievements as they appear. The first achievement that you get at the end of your first level is called Boba, and it's a cute little baby as a reward for playing your first round. So at the end of this round, we guessed without needing to tap at all. And as a reward for this, we get Michelle. As with all achievements, you get some additional coins. So if you're really taking your time with guessing in a timed mode, you also get achievements. So here you get Patrick the potato for being so slow. You also get achievements for being really quick. So here you can see how you get a squash ball, which is as fast as you. There are 5 different levels of difficulty in the game. We've shown you Baby, which is the easiest one. Let's now look at the Master one, which is the hardest level in the game. The images get more and more similar to each other, so it's harder to guess. So hopefully this gave you a good overview of how the game works. If you like it, we'll be really happy to see you play it. The game is available on iOS right now, so you can just go to the App Store and play it. And it's coming on Android later this year. So if you want to stay in the loop, just join our Instagram or Discord server and we'll update you as the game progresses. So thanks again, London Games Festival, and see you soon. Bye-bye.